One of the cars crossed the centre line in the head-on crash that killed 5 people near Te Awamutu yesterday.
They're urging the government to think about how it sets speed limits in rural Waikato and will be investigating whether alcohol or drugs were involved. While the victims' names haven't been released, police say they have notified the families. Grace Thomas has the latest.
This is the carnage that remained after 2 vehicles collided head-on around 4:45 yesterday evening. 2 people were in one car, 3 in the other. None survived. Margaret Alexander lives up the road and saw the aftermath from her kitchen window.
It was on its side, completely mangled, and we couldn't see the other car. We knew that there'd been a big crash.
She's lived here for more than 50 years and has never seen anything like what happened.
Firemen got out of their wagon, covered the car over, and we thought, oh, some poor soul's been killed.
Inspector Jeff Penno says the crash was a tragic accident.
We join these organisations to save lives, and when we go to this type of event, we feel like we failed.
He reveals that one of the cars crossed the centre line of the road, but it's still unclear how or why.
We know exactly where the physical impact was, and it's clearly on the wrong side of the road, but we need to determine why that occurred.
Police will also be investigating whether the drivers were impaired by drugs or alcohol.
Impairment is always something we look at, so to ensure all drivers are sober, and not just alcohol but illegal and illegal drugs, and that is certainly a focus of this accident.
Police don't consider this stretch of road to be a particularly high-risk area, but this crash has raised questions about whether the speed limit, which is 100 kilometres an hour, is too high.
We know that international research tells us that if you have an undivided road, the safe, appropriate and survivable speed for that road is 80 kilometres per hour, which is why the review of the speed limits, particularly in the Waikato and other districts like ours, like Bay Plenty and Central, are so critical.
Ultimately, the first thing which needs to happen is that there needs to be an investigation take place to understand what the issues were, what the causes of the accident were. It's obviously a tragic incident, and it's really important that investigation happens.
26 people have died on Waikato roads this year, and after yesterday's crash, the death toll for just this month stands at 11. The Waipa Mayor says the community is shaken.
It's gut-wrenching, sent ripples through the community at a lot of levels. So even if we don't know somebody who was unfortunately taken in the accident, we certainly all know somebody who attended as a volunteer, as a first responder.
And Waikato police are warning they'll be out in force this long weekend.
If you offend in the Waikato this weekend, you can expect red and blue flashing lights behind you.
Doing everything they can to make sure a tragedy like this doesn't happen again. Grace Thomas, Newshub.